Just a couple of reminders before we get going. As a courtesy to your fellow media members, the coaches, student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Also, a reminder, recording press conference video is prohibited. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. We'll have 2 mic runners. Please wait for the microphone to reach you before asking a question. If you're joining us on Zoom, please use the raise hand function. We'll take those questions after taking questions from the room first. Now joining us, members of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, head coach Kevin Schnall, student athletes Dean Mijos, Jacob Morrison, and Colby Thorndike. Gentlemen, congratulations on your victory. We'll open it up with a statement from Coach Schnall.
Everybody say it with me. Chanticleers. Chanticleers. Not Chanticleers. Chanticleers. Listen, number one, happy Father's Day to everybody. I wouldn't be in this profession if it wasn't for the influence from my dad, and for us to play like that on this stage, pretty darn remarkable. These guys were unbelievable tonight. Jacob Morrison, winners win. It's absolutely criminal for a publication not to have that guy identified as an All-American.
We'll open it up to questions for the student athletes.
Noah Beanick, 11.7. This question's for Jacob. You've been excellent all season long. You went out there and shoved on the biggest stage. 600 days missed of game time due to injury and rehab. Is this what you envisioned?
Yeah, absolutely. I envisioned dominance. I worked really hard in the offseason. I had the best staff around me to equip me to come back from injury and be this good. And it's very fulfilling to be able to play at this high of a level. And I do not take it for granted the ability to even throw the baseball every day. I'm extremely blessed for that.
Jacob Runner, Baseball America. Jacob, what's it like throwing with Bodine behind the plate? I mean, how much does he do for you to be able to do what you're able to do?
He's the best catcher in the country. I think everybody's seen the graphic now, and it's ridiculous. The strike zone's bigger. He throws out every runner. I'm not a quick person to the plate, I know that, but he throws out every runner. It's very calming knowing that he's back there every time.
Another one for Jacob. You gave up the home run and even a couple more deep flies right after that. What changed from that point on? Because it was they really did very little against you after that point.
I think I just kind of settled in. I don't know if I was nervous the first time through the order, but after that I felt really good. It was awesome to see really long fly balls be caught in right and left field. I'm going to really enjoy seeing that again. But I just felt like I settled in and was very confident after that.
Aaron 51 Baseball. One more for you, Jacob. The Oregon State guys were kind of marveling at how well you mixed, speeds, locations, pitches, everything. At what point did you really develop that kind of mastery, your ability to mix and keep hitters off balance as well as you do? Because obviously you made a big jump from your last full season to this year. What was the key to that kind of development?
I've always been a big strike thrower, and like my freshman year, I threw a ton of strikes, but I had a hard time keeping the ball out of the middle of the plate, and so that was a big thing, not only in my rehab last year, but even in freshman year development, like throwing pitches where I want. And I think it's pretty awesome to do that type of stuff.
Sorry, but I have another one for Jacob. Not only Teal Nation, but you come from a state that is pretty underrepresented in Division I baseball. How does it feel knowing that, one, you've got all the Teal down the right first base sideline and another state behind you as well?
Well, Flushing, Michigan is the greatest community ever. I'm extremely blessed to grow up in that environment, and I can't tell you how many people from back home have texted me about it. My tennis coach, my high school baseball coach is in here, and he was extremely fired up. It's awesome to have those type of people behind me. They're the best people in the world, and I do not take them for granted at all.
Mark Garland, College Baseball Central. This one's for Colby and Dean. Going out there in this big stage, and you guys performed defensively and offensively, how do you guys kind of calm it down and just continue the streak you guys are on?
It's what we do every day. We practice just as hard as we play, and just to go out on the stage, it doesn't really matter who we're playing in front of or who's in the other dugout. That's something that we do every day, and we just go out there and execute.
We always preach just playing baseball the right way. That's what we're about. We play it the right way.
And when you got a guy like Jacob Morrison on the mound, it's like stress-free just playing defense behind him because you know you got one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitchers in the country, and it's very easy playing behind somebody like that.
For Colby, first inning, really big, biggest hit of the game probably. You against a really tough lefty. How comfortable do you generally feel against left-handers, and what were you trying to do with that at bat?
Well, I think we had a hit by pitch that maybe didn't go our way, which became 2 outs with bases loaded. There's been a few situations I've came in that situation a few times earlier in the season and didn't get it done, and I knew that if I would just get us 1 run on the board any way possible with Jacob on the mound, that it would really dump some momentum into our dugout. As far as lefty on left, that's just another pitcher to me. Stay to my approach and put a good swing on it, and I did. I think that's what happened.
Jacob Runner, Baseball America. Dean and Colby, in this big of a ballpark when the wind's blowing in like this, what are the keys offensively to being successful?
I think it's been the same thing all year for us. We preach launch angle between 10 and 30 degrees, even in BP. Our coach is like, on us. We're not swinging to get the ball of the yard, but if you square it up and hit it the correct way between 10 and 30 launch angle, it'll take care of itself. So we just stick to our approach that we've been with daily all season long, and we're not going to change. Yeah, no, absolutely. I echo that. I think everything happens before you even, go to swing. So you get up early, and your swing just takes over, and we'll hit the angles that we practice every day.
Dean, Jacob, Colby, we appreciate your time. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now open it up to questions for Coach.
Jacob Runner, Baseball America. What have you seen from Jacob in terms of his development and how far he's come to get to this point with what we saw tonight?
Well, his freshman year, we could see that this guy was going to be a slam dunk Friday night starter, and unfortunately, he had the injury. What do you see from Jacob? He's mature. He's a winner. He's extremely competitive. He's hardworking. He's 6'8". He's got a great arm. I mean, he's a 3.5+ student. Like, when you say, how do you want your son to be, like, this is the ultimate individual.
Andrew Stem, Omaha World Herald. Just how much confidence, how good did it feel with Colby getting that big hit and all of a sudden being staked to a 3-0 lead, knowing you have Morrison going tonight?
Well, we capitalized on a couple mistakes, and we won a couple frees. We capitalized on a couple mistakes. As they said, a ball 4 didn't go our way with the potential hit by pitch. There's 2 games in a row now that we get a hit by pitch called against us. I don't know how many we've had, 60-plus games, maybe 1 or 2 all year, 2 now in 2 games. I don't want to get into the mechanics of it, but when you take a swing, your lead elbow actually works up, not down, and his lead elbow is working up, and the ball actually didn't even hit the elbow. Again, that's for another conversation, but ultimately that was a massive 2-out double, bases clearing double. So what did that provide us? That got us to score first, which is really critical in our program, and a big inning with 1 swing of the bat. And to do that in the first, I think it gave us a lot of confidence, obviously, moving forward, and especially with Jacob Morrison on the mound. After he gives up the home run in the 3rd, he retires 16 straight.
Noah Bieniek, 11.7, Coach. From the outside looking in, it looks like this team's got a huge chip on their shoulder. What is the, motivation? Is there any added needed motivation entering this game, knowing that, hey, you guys may have had a resume to be a top 8 team in this NCAA tournament this year. That was the number 8 seed. Or is it just an everyday thing? You guys are attacking, playing every single pitch.
I'm not going to play committee member. They gave us the 13th seed. We owned it, moved on. and did it the hard way. We had to win at home, which was great, and then we had to go to Auburn, win at Auburn. So I'm not worried about exactly what seed we are. At the end of the day, I don't know if it's a chip. These guys are grinders. These guys' care level is extremely high, and these guys are very competitive.
Any more questions for Coach? Take it up front.
Yeah, Aaron Fitt, D1. I just wonder if you could just kind of shed some light on how Jacob got from Michigan to Coastal Carolina. Do you remember when you guys first kind of discovered him? And I imagine, imagine 6'8" guy probably stood out right away, but just about that recruiting process, kind of curious.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I won't mention the other coach's name, but I was sitting at a game in Georgia watching Jacob pitch, and Jacob made a play off the mound. He's 6'8". He made a play off the mound, a bunt play, swing and bunt, and I said, I'm all in. And I was worried about the coach next to me, and they didn't do anything with him. We're fortunate he's a Chanticleer.
Yeah, Coach, just how big of an advantage, obviously, do you think it is to have these 2 days off? You're in the winner's bracket still. Somebody has to beat you twice. You're very deep in pitching. So, how good do you feel about, where you are right now with what you need to do to move on?
Well, as I say, there's no bad days in Omaha, so we just extended our stay. 2 days off is tremendous, but it doesn't assure you anything. You think about 2016, TCU was in the same exact boat, and we beat them twice. So it doesn't assure you anything, but it does give us an opportunity to recover, regroup. As you mentioned, gives us opportunity to rest some arms, but we got to keep working. We've got a practice lined up tomorrow. We've got to keep working on some little things to continue to get better if we want to continue to play.
Take one more question for Coach.
Noah Darling, College Baseball Central. Coach, you just mentioned 2016. Kind of looking holistically at the program, when you were maybe in 2016, you guys knew that you had the opportunity to win a national championship all along. But looking at that perspective of maybe everybody else in the other dugout doesn't think that, how does that change when now you're 2-0, 1 win away from national championship series, and you kind of have the target on your back? And how has this team done so well with handling that opportunity?
Head down, humble, and hungry. That's simple. Keep our head down. We're humble, and we're very hungry, and we love being around each other.
That'll conclude our press conference. Coach, we appreciate your time, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Thank you.